Welcome back to the Out of Bounds podcast. My name is Charlie Caleri alongside
Gavin Williams.
And for this episode, the last episode of season 1, we will be discussing NFL uniforms.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun one, guys. So we're going to be talking about each team, some more than others, but do they need a tweak? Do they need a complete rebrand?
Do they need to change it all?
Yeah.
So, we'll just go through every team and, state our thoughts on their overall uniform set. And, let's start off in the AFC East.
Charles, your Buffalo Bills, I want to hear what you got to say.
I mean, I love our uniforms. I think, you can't really go wrong with red, white, and blue. Yeah. I think especially the shade that we have. The only thing I don't like about our uniforms is on our white jerseys, we have like a weird black outline around the numbers. But other than that, I don't really see anything that we need to change. I love our blue uniforms. I actually like our red ones. A lot of people don't for whatever reason. And our throwback alternate, which we didn't wear last year.
Yeah.
Hopefully we bring that back this year because I love that one. And maybe a red helmet coming soon.
That is exactly what I was going to bring up. So if I were to do a little bit of a rebrand, I'd give it a little tweak. Bring the red helmet back. The 90s with the blue stripe, the two outlines.
Yep.
Those were perfect.
I like it.
Should have never gotten rid of them. I do that, and then the black number thing on the away jerseys.
Yeah.
Because the throwback is what the away jersey should be looking like.
Exactly. I totally agree. I think that if you took the striping from our away jersey, but put it onto the alternate with their numbers, perfect jersey.
Exactly.
I think that's what we need. Moving on to, a team that I don't really care for. I don't really care for either of these next 3 teams particularly, but especially the next one here, the Miami Dolphins.
These uniforms are great.
They are.
They are amazing. And the only thing I would tweak here would be to bring the old logo back.
You're talking about the one that's like...
But the dolphin had the helmet on his head.
Yeah, I like that one too. I don't really think they need to change, and I think if they were to change anything, it would just be back to their maybe 90s, 80s uniforms with Merino, the Merino era. But other than that, I don't really see anything that needs to be changed.
Yeah, completely agreed. For the next team, we have the New York Jets. Some like to call them the New York Packers now. But I think they're all set. I love their uniforms. Their new black helmet with their black unis, the green shiny helmet, the green uniforms, all green and white. Perfect uniforms, in my opinion. No changes needed.
Yeah, I mean, you love green, so this isn't a surprise that, you like the Jets uniforms. I don't mind them. I think they're definitely better than what they had when, like, Sam Darnold was a rookie.
Yeah.
When they had
Mark Sanchez.
And they had Mark Sanchez. I think those jerseys were awful, but I think their new ones are better. I still think that you could change maybe the green a little bit, maybe make it a little bit lighter, but that's really being picky about the Jets uniforms. I think they're okay, but I don't really know specifically what to change about them.
Yeah, no, I agree. For the last team in the AFC East, we have the New England Patriots. I'll be quite honest, I hate their new uniforms. I thought they were a cool color rush. I don't think they should be a main jersey in the NFL. I hate the shoulders. There's no more gray anymore. The only gray piece they have is their helmet. I love what they wore with Tom Brady. I thought those uniforms were perfect and they didn't need any change, but they were going on to a new era, so I understand it, but bring some more gray back in those unis.
I think, just like Gavin said, I think you need to just pick a side. You either pick gray or you pick white. And just add gray to the uniform or just change the helmet. I mean, I don't like having, silver or gray being such a big point in the helmet, being the whole color of the helmet, and then have it being such a minor detail in the jersey. I think you need to balance it out a little bit more. So whether that be maybe a white helmet, maybe a blue helmet, I don't even know because they've only ever had the silver or
and
the white.
Pat Patriot, yeah.
So I think that'd be really interesting to see what they could possibly do for something else if they were to potentially rebrand in a few years.
Absolutely. So that covers all the AFC East. Now we're going to go to the AFC North. Starting off with the Pittsburgh Steelers, I don't see any changes needed here.
No, I don't really think we need to say much about the Steelers here. I think that they're honestly perfect, and I think we should just honestly move on.
Yes.
And also for this next team, the Cincinnati Bengals,
wow,
I don't think that they need to change anything either. I think their
great
uniforms
jerseys.
are great now, way better than what they were before.
Yeah.
That's exactly what teams should be looking at when you're doing a rebrand. Not anything crazy. I mean, it's nothing crazy. They kept their amazing helmet.
Yeah,
that they
those
have,
are beauties.
and I think they just simplified their jersey, but it looks good.
Yeah, no,
It
I
looks
think it looks
clean.
amazing. And with the white helmet now,
Oh yeah,
no change. Don't change anything.
love
please.
the color rush. The Browns. This is a controversial one. I personally don't think they need to change a lot. I love their alternate jerseys, the ones with the drop shadow in particular. But I do think compared to what they had when
Manziel was
when
there.
Manziel
yeah.
was there, when they went 0-17 or 0-16, sorry, when they went 0-16 in 2017. I think those are jerseys that you definitely just need to forget about. But
Yeah.
I like the direction that they went in with their recent rebrand from a few years ago.
I'm gonna agree there. This is gonna be probably the hottest take of all the episode for me. Scrap the whole thing, rename it, everything. Drop the name the Cleveland Browns. Come up with a new one. Just because there's not a lot you can do with the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, I mean, and we know going to school at St. Bonaventure that brown is not a very versatile color.
Yeah.
You can only use it with a few colors.
Gray,
Maybe gray, white,
maybe a little yellow.
yellow, orange.
Yeah, a little bit. It's
But
a really hard.
Other than
color
that,
to
I
do.
mean, what are you going to use brown with? You can't use it with like red or purple. So you're really limiting yourself with brown.
Maybe, I know they have the dog logo, the bulldog logo. Maybe change it to the Cleveland Bulldogs. Switch up the colors a little bit, make it a little bit more cool. But I'll leave my stance there.
Yeah, I agree. So for the last team in this division, the Baltimore Ravens, I think while I like their jerseys now, they're just a little bit outdated.
I completely agree.
They've had the same jersey since they came into the league, essentially. And while I love their color scheme, I think you should change nothing about that or the logo even.
Yeah, I agree.
I think just kind of do what the Bengals did. Just simplify it a little bit. Maybe get rid of that weird drop shadow that they have on the jersey. Maybe bring in more of the gold.
Yeah.
I
that'd be
don't
really
know. They
cool.
could do a lot with their colors because they actually have a lot more than people think they do
Yeah,
with that gold being in there.
Yeah, you mentioned the gold. I didn't even realize that, but I really think the Ravens have the perfect colors to
They do.
integrate any color anywhere. And I only see this one as a tweak as well. Just do the same thing the Bengals did. Simplify it, make it look clean, move on.
Why don't they have a purple helmet?
I want them to.
That'd be great.
With
or a
all
white
the-
one, or an all-white jersey for the Ravens. Like, we think of the Ravens as such a dark team. Imagine they come out with, like, an all-white uniform.
That'd be cool.
How that would be. Because their all
Watching-
black is beautiful.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite jerseys in the league.
Yeah. I mean,
With the purple number, white outline. It's a great jersey.
speaking of outline and uniforms, the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Oof.
Where is the outline on your numbers?
Come on.
Where is it?
Those colors are some of my favorite colors in the whole
great.
league.
It's great.
I mean, their white jersey has a white jersey, black numbers.
No teal.
That's it.
No teal.
If
That's
you
your
just-
best color.
Yeah, if you just outline the black number in teal, that's all that's needed.
all you
Great jersey. Keep it going.
And honestly, with a name like Jaguars, for there to be no like, I'm not saying that they should have like a Jaguar print anywhere, but maybe something
Maybe
like
on
what
the
the
shoulders.
Bengals have, like the little subtle tiger stripes that they have. Add some spots or something. I don't know. They've never really tried to incorporate like their Jaguar.
Actually,
Side of there.
going back to like their '90s uniform, they had the Jaguar running across below their shoulder.
That's great.
I thought that was really cool. They could bring that back, or maybe bring in a throwback just like that. That'd be really cool too.
Yeah, I mean, I think while they just changed their uniforms, I think they're okay. I mean, they're
Yeah.
just bland. I mean,
They're
it's
too
as
bland.
simple as that. So they just need to tweak them a little bit.
I think just the main thing is outlining the numbers on both.
Yeah.
Add the white, or add the black to the white numbers, and bring the teal to the black numbers.
Totally agree. Also, with a little bit of outline here, the Indianapolis Colts. Me and Gavin both agree. I think you need
Absolutely.
a third color in there somewhere. Also,
Ditch
change
the
that
gray,
helmet.
yeah. Ditch the gray face mask.
Ditch the gray face mask.
There should
guys.
not be a gray face mask on any team unless you're the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, we'll mention it.
Or someone who has a gray helmet.
The
I mean,
Raiders.
the Patriots don't even have.
No,
they have
the
a red.
the Patriots just have a red one.
Like, change it to all white. Maybe add in like a little blue helmet, maybe
Ooh,
with a white Colt logo.
ooh. I didn't even think about that. I was
Little something.
thinking more of adding in black as a third color.
That would be really cool.
So just keep their uniforms now the way that they have the stripe on the shoulder, make that middle stripe that's blue now, make that black, outline the numbers in black. I think that would look really clean. I think maybe then that opens up an opportunity for a black alternate.
That would be really
whether
clean.
it be black with white number, blue outline, or you just
I would
go
like blue
dark
number.
mode. You go black number, blue, no outline.
That'd be
And then you
tough.
have a black helmet with a blue Colt on it.
That'd be
just
tough.
black and blue.
And I think, Charlie, you were the one who told me about this. They do have a little black in their uniform on,
They do.
on the Nike swoosh.
Yeah, the Nike swoosh is black. So I thought when they rebranded, which it was a small rebrand, it's when the Chargers, the Browns, the Patriots, all those teams rebranded, the Rams that season, they changed their numbers a little bit to make them more block.
Yeah, stocky, yeah.
Yeah, but they look better, I think.
They
now.
do, much better.
But they added black. They added a black Nike swoosh on their home and I think it was just their away, actually. Just
Well,
their away, their white
Point
jersey.
being said, there's still some black in the uniform.
Yeah.
Make it known in the uniform.
I thought they were going to add in an alternate uniform that offseason, or this offseason, but turns out they didn't. But maybe in the future they will.
Maybe
hopefully.
they will. I hope they do. Going on to the next team, we have the Tennessee Titans, and oh my goodness.
Just change everything, please.
Scrap it.
Please.
I think their rebrand was successful for the time being. Now it's already time for another
it's already
change.
outdated.
Yeah.
It's only been like 7 years and it's already outdated. How is that possible? I mean, we've seen teams with, have uniforms for 20 years and not be outdated. How would that perfect, in my opinion, color scheme?
That's great.
How do you mess that up? And let me mention this. They are fixing their uniforms a little bit. This upcoming season, they'll be having their Houston Oilers throwbacks back. So that light blue jersey with the white and the red. Going to look so clean. That should just be their uniform.
It should be, by far. Just add a little Titan logo on the helmet.
Yeah, I mean...
And just get rid of the Navy, I guess, at this point.
Yeah, I honestly think the Navy is kind of... I'm not a huge fan of Navy blue
I'm
in
not
sports.
either.
I
Not in
think
sports.
it kind of gets lost a little bit. Like I saw the Sabres move from Navy to Royal Blue. Great move. You've seen it with, some teams go from Royal to Navy. Like the Patriots, they used to have Royal back in like the 80s with that Patriot logo, and then they changed it to Navy. I think that's a good instance of it working out.
Yeah.
The Bills did it too.
They
had
did.
Navy, and then they changed back to the blue that they have now, and I think it's perfect. So maybe tweak the blue a little bit.
I think maybe Navy was a really big 2000s thing.
Yeah, just let's feed into the next team here, the Houston Texans.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same conversation. Like they could easily go with the Houston Oilers uniforms too.
Yeah, they could.
It's from their city. I think they've had the same uniform since they came in the NFL in 2002. So I think changing those uniforms a little bit is a much needed fix for them.
Yeah, I mean, I always remember watching Titans games when I was like just a kid. I really like their battle red uniform. I think it's really cool. The helmet, I think it went well with the jersey. They just need to start from scratch. Maybe even rename the team. I don't know.
Yeah, Texans. If you really think about it, Houston Texans.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean, I think they'll probably keep the name. I don't think anything's going to warrant them changing it, but maybe just changing. I know they sent out a poll to their fans this past offseason asking if they even want to change the color scheme. So that's something they could maybe feed into the NASA a little bit.
Yeah,
maybe.
maybe.
A space theme.
That'd be kind of cool.
Maybe they go with like black and orange. I don't know. Throw it out there. Why not? At this point,
Yeah.
you got to do something to make your fans excited. And I think, especially with Stroud and Will Anderson coming in, usually you see teams rebrand when they have marketable players who
Yep.
they want to sell jerseys for. And especially a team like this where they've had the same jerseys forever. They have these new two young exciting players along with, Damian Pierce,
Yeah.
a couple of those guys that they have already. Why not change? I mean, what's the hurt?
It's a new era in Houston, and let's
Yeah.
let's kick it off strong.
Yeah, exactly. So another team I don't like that we're moving on to right now is the Kansas City Chiefs.
Out in AFC West.
I think they need to tweak a little bit. I do really like their jerseys right now. I think that the yellow and red are actually, they look decent together.
I think they look great on that
A
uniform.
lot of people think it's like McDonald's-ish, but I think it looks decent. I think the only thing that they need, and I think, Gavin, I think you can agree with this, is they need an alternate jersey.
Yeah. Where's the alternate jersey? Kansas City.
They only have white and red.
Yeah, they have the best quarterback in the NFL playing for them. Give him some new stripes. Put him put him a new jersey on him. I mean, I remember we were talking about this. If they have the black outline in their logo, make a black jersey. But if they don't do that, just remove the black.
That's an amazing point, Gavin. I forgot we even talked about that. They have on their helmet, as you can see, there's a black outline with no yellow in all of the helmet.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But in their jersey, there's no black and all yellow. Just pick one.
Yeah.
Either pick yellow or pick black. I think, or pick both. Just pick something where it's correlation with each other. Maybe that means adding another yellow outline somewhere in the logo or doing something with yellow.
That's why I like their away uniforms so much, and that's why
I agree.
Hot take. I think they're some of the best away uniforms in the entire league. I love them.
Well, I'll disagree, but I just don't like the team, so I don't know if that's my bias speaking.
I just love their away jerseys, how they do put the yellow in the numbers. I just love that.
Yeah, I think when I went to a game to watch the Bills play Kansas City in Kansas City, I saw a good number of fans have a black Chiefs jersey, and I thought to myself, I've never seen that before. Why don't they have that? And if it's available to buy,
yeah, right.
Why don't they have it? It was a black jersey with, I think, a yellow outline and red numbers. It didn't look great, but it's something different that they've never had before.
Yeah, just give the fans something to ask for on Christmas morning.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a great way to say it, Gavin.
Thank you.
Moving on now to the Denver Broncos, full rebrand.
It's been the same since 2000s.
Since Elway was the quarterback, he's done his due diligence in the organization already. He's been in there and out of there, and in there and out of there again.
Yeah.
And they haven't changed the uniforms.
It's insane. I mean, I think it looked really nice when we started getting into football at a young age. I think it was a really cool.
With Peyton Manning being there and Demaryius Thomas. Those were R.I.P. Demaryius Thomas.
Yep.
I think that's a nostalgia kind of uniform for us.
It's a new era. It's 2023. Let's bring out. I really like the Denver Bronco logo with the D. The Bronco shooting out of it.
Love it. I mean, their color rush uniforms, the orange ones right now.
Those are amazing.
I love those uniforms. Yeah. I don't know why they don't have a white version of it yet. They are rumored to be having a new helmet this upcoming season. So interested to see whether that's going to be white, orange, maybe royal blue.
Yeah.
Maybe royal blue.
And
that would be interesting.
I think with the Broncos, my favorite uniform that they wore was their all navies. I thought that looked really cool on the field. I wasn't really the biggest fan of their orange.
I like their orange. I think it's just different because no other team uses orange as the main color.
Yeah.
I think orange is actually a really underutilized color.
I think it is too.
Especially in green. In green too. I mean, green is not used very often, and I think it's definitely something that teams should be looking into. Maybe combine orange and green. See how that works out.
That could work.
Never
just
seen it before.
Like Miami.
Kind of, a little bit. Oh, the U.
The U.
The U. Yeah, the Canes.
Yeah. I love their colorways.
That works out. Yeah, I didn't even think about them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And going on to our next AFC West, we have the Raiders. No change. Don't change anything.
We'll just mention the Chargers here, too. No change. I mean, both of those jerseys are just perfect right now.
Especially the Chargers with so many different pants and jerseys and helmets. Beautiful.
Any combination, it's perfect.
Yeah.
And that's just a great uniform set overall.
And moving on to the NFC side of things now. We start in the East. We start in New York. Well, technically New Jersey. And
there's only one New York team, and it's the Buffalo Bills.
So we're going over to East Rutherford, and we're looking at MetLife Stadium again with the New York Giants. Change it. Please.
And you know what? All they have to do is just go back to their Lawrence Taylor era 90s jerseys.
That's all they have to do.
That's all they have to do. And they already have them.
They do.
Wow. They already have them. And guess what? They don't want to change. This is another team with a gray face mask that doesn't need to have one. Why are they not using their red either?
And that's a great point.
They don't use red.
They have gray pants.
Yeah.
Gray pants at home. What is the point of this?
They're doing too much.
And their away
uniforms way too much.
Their away uniforms are just red numbers, no blue at all except for the helmet.
Yeah, they have no red on their home, but they have no blue on the away.
Yeah.
I mean, how does that work? How does that work? It doesn't.
The best colors in sports, red, white, and blue, and you're not using all the colors on one uniform. Disgraceful. Change it up. Put the Giants throwback logo on, white face mask, some red in the numbers. Bring it back.
Yeah, I mean, like I said with the Bills, it's really hard to go wrong with red, white, and blue, but somehow the Giants did it. So
Yeah.
I guess congrats to the Giants if you want to have an award for having bad jerseys, but you just need a change right now, I think, in New York.
I think the one perfect way they can do it, their color rush right now,
Yeah, the white one?
the white ones,
Perfect.
and then just flip it for the opposite
Yep.
because they had an alternate this season where they brought the Giants logo back with the old unis.
Those are the ones I'm talking about. Those should be
But
their
it was a
jerseys now.
navy helmet with a
Yeah, no, you're
royal
right.
blue jersey. I
Yeah.
thought that was disgusting. I liked the helmet. I didn't like it was horrible.
No, I agree.
Horrible.
I agree. I think that while we're on the subject of different color blues, we're going to talk about the Dallas Cowboys here.
Pick one.
What are we doing?
Come on.
I mean, they're probably one of the most iconic looks in sports, and we'll give them that. But pick a blue, please.
Why are the pants such an awkward shade of blue?
Yeah, are they silver? Are they blue? Are they teal? I mean, what are they? And then,
Any other angle you can find any other different color in it.
yeah, I mean, the numbers on the white jersey, which is the jersey that they'll wear for probably 13 out of 17 games out of the season,
Yeah.
is royal blue, but the blue in their logo and everything else is navy. So,
Yeah. Very confusing uniforms. I think it's always been. Ever since I've been alive, I still wonder why they stick with them. But
I think it should be navy, personally.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
they're if you look at their color rush uniforms, that's exactly what I think their uniform should be. It's the white jersey with the navy blue numbers. I think they have the stars on the shoulders,
Yeah.
maybe.
I'm not sure, but
I think I just don't like how the Cowboys utilize the two blues. I think it'd be fine if they can somehow work the other blue into the logo, if that was one of the outline colors or something, but they don't use it. So I don't even know why it's in the uniform.
and I'm also probably the biggest person in not wearing white at home. I hate when teams wear white at home. I feel like if you're in AHL hockey, high school or college lacrosse,
Baseball.
baseball, any other sport except for like NHL or NBA like NHL, NFL, you wear your main color at home. NBA, you wear your white at home. MLB, you wear your white at home.
Mm-hmm.
It's 2 and 2. Just change it. If you like your whites away,
Stop trying to be different, Dallas.
you could
Stop trying to be different.
You could still wear your away uniform 8 times every year at least.
Yeah, maybe
Like-
9.
Yeah,
I mean,
just
what,
gotta change.
what are we doing, Dallas? I mean, let's
Come
just
on.
figure it out, and we'll go from there. Another team that needs to seriously figure it out is the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's a weird green on that jersey.
that's a 2000s green right there.
Yeah, it was.
It's not a 2020 green.
Nope.
I mean, they had those jerseys when Donovan McNabb was
Syracuse
the QB.
orange legend.
Shout out to Donovan McNabb. Hopefully you're listening to this. Probably not, but it's okay. It's such a weird shade of green, and
Yeah,
I think that with this could be a bridge that we see. They're bringing back the Kelly Greens for next season.
literally perfect. Those jerseys are literally perfect, and if they bring that back, literally every single problem in those jerseys is solved. I love that Kelly green. It's amazing. Bring it back,
Now,
please.
Gavin, hear me out on this one. This is what I think that ideally what they should do. You keep the eagle wing on the helmet, right? Like they've always had,
Yes.
but you keep the one that they have now.
Yeah,
Just
not
change the
yeah.
color to the Kelly green, right? And then I think, those numbers are really weird.
They
that
are
have.
really, really
They're
weird.
really outdated too. Kind of like the Ravens a little bit. I think you just use the same jersey template that you have for that Kelly green jersey. Just change the helmet,
The wings.
but just change the wings to the current wings that they have. And that's perfect. White
Completely
version of
agree.
that, black version of that would be great.
That'd be tough.
We've never seen that before. That would be great. Maybe a gray one. Low key.
I don't know.
But that's something that the Eagles could look into, though.
If
They use gray,
they do.
so
If they make their fans happy, I guess that's all they care about.
yeah, I guess. A team that does not make their fans happy is the Washington Commanders. I mean, they've been
Wow.
through, we've seen the rebrands that have gone on the last few years, and I guess they needed to rebrand. But honestly, at this point, I wish they would have just kept the football team.
Yeah.
I didn't hate the look. I don't hate the look now for the Commanders. I think this is something that we kind of talked about with the Giants is their away uniform, their white one, doesn't use yellow
at all.
at all. It's just the red and the black, which
And
is
it's like,
fine.
It's like a check.
Yeah, and
it's like polka dots
it's
on their
a
numbers.
perforation kind of in the jersey numbers. It's on the screen right now, but the home jersey is great. The maroon and the yellow.
I love those
think it's
two
great.
colors together.
The helmet's great. I think their logo's fine. I mean, it's just a W,
It's just a
but I mean,
W.
whatever.
I wasn't really the biggest fan of the new name. I think when
No,
you're in
me
Washington, D.C., you have a really, really big chance of doing something named after a capital or a national
Yeah,
or something
just,
like that.
just like the other teams in their city. I mean, and I like how. I mean, obviously, Washington, D.C., you think of red, white, and blue, but I don't mind them using the maroon and
It's
yellow just
different.
because they've always used it.
Yeah.
So I don't mind that. I think that their alternate uniform could definitely use some work. I don't think it's terrible. I like the
I
black.
hate the W on the front of the
but
helmet, though.
I was
That
just
is
going to mention
atrocious.
that the helmet that they use in that alternate is just awful. Back to that white uniform, just adding yellow in that, maybe just switching the black in for yellow, just subbing it in, would be perfect for that team. But I think overall they didn't do terrible with the rebrand. It's really all over the board. Their red one is consistent with their last two brands that they had. The white one is completely different, and their black one they just threw out there with a different helmet. So they're kind of all over the place, and I think they just need to group it together.
Yeah, just put it all together. And speaking about NFC, let's carry on to the North.
Your favorite division,
My favorite
or
team,
least favorite division?
I
I
mean,
don't even know.
the teams in here are my least favorite, but my favorite team is in this division. We'll kick it off with the Green Bay Packers, 4-time Super Bowl champions, crowned to two of the greatest QBs ever.
All right. I think they need to tweak their uniforms just a little bit. Personally, I think they need an alternate. I don't know whether that be a yellow alternate.
I would dig a yellow.
Would you like that?
I would dig
I don't
it.
know, because I don't know what Packers fans. I don't know if I'm assuming a lot of them are really traditionalist,
Yeah.
kind of like Yankees fans or like Canadians fans. Those kind of fans are obviously loyal to the team, but they like keeping their brands the same, which is very fair.
Yeah, it is.
I think something that they need to change, and a lot of people don't notice this, but I do every time that they play. Their jerseys are kind of look like what they were when they had Reebok. There's like holes. It's like a mesh. It looks like something you wear in like gym class. You would wear if you got put on like the one
penny?
team where you had to put the penny on. It kind of looks like that a little bit, and it bothers me just a little bit. Like their jersey's great. I love their jersey, but I think that adding an alternate and just changing the mesh material to what every other team has in the league would just be great for the team.
Just being the history in Green Bay, I'm not going to side against the whole mesh thing because I kind of dig it. I'm not going to lie. I think it's all right. I didn't really notice it until you pointed it out, though. I think it would look a lot cleaner if they remove the mesh, but if they don't, I won't be mad. They got to add a new alternate, like you were saying. I would like an all yellow. That'd be really cool. I like what they did with the new uniforms that they came out with a couple years ago with the solid green, yellow numbers. I thought that was really cool. Switch it up. Bring me some yellow uniforms that goes with the yellow perfect helmet. Or, since we already have the all-white color rush, make a new white helmet.
I was just about to ask you about that. Would you prefer a white helmet or maybe a green helmet if they were to go with that and have an all green uniform?
Well,
if they, do their alternate jersey with the green and the yellow, with the yellow numbers, green helmet, that might look decent. But with their color rush, white helmet would just look so clean.
it would. I
Imagine this: the snow falling at Lambeau Field,
with all white.
Packers
uniforms.
wearing all white. I mean, the Lions literally did it at Lambeau before the Packers did. So
They did. I don't know. I think I would love a white helmet the most. I'm a green guy. I would love to see a new green little helmet come in. Maybe I don't know. Just it's a really traditional team, so it's really hard to change it up. But
yeah, exactly. You just want to see something though, right?
yeah, just give me something new.
Yeah, something.
Give me something I can ask for Christmas this year.
Moving on to the next team, the Minnesota Vikings. I don't really think they need a change. If I were to change anything, it might be adding a yellow outline on the numbers. But
Yeah, speaking about the numbers, I think the numbers are really perfect.
they are.
I like how they have the little arrow coming out of them.
Yeah, they're different.
And they're really like, they kind of, I don't know why they just speak Viking to me. And I think it's really cool. I hate this team. I would like the yellow outline.
I think their helmets are perfect too. I don't think
I like
their
them.
helmets get enough credit. I mean, that it's genius having that Viking horn coming out.
Nobody
of
would
that
have
helmet.
thought about that.
It's honestly it's genius. That's just perfect thing to describe it. I think a team that could do something like that is maybe the Texans. They don't
Yeah,
really feed into their
that's true.
logo much, so they could just do like a bullhorn maybe. But back to the Vikings, I
Houston
think.
Bulls, maybe.
Houston Bulls, I don't know. The Vikings, I think they don't really. I hate to say this because I know that they have a whole uniform that's with this color, but they don't really use their yellow much.
They don't. Not nearly enough.
Not nearly enough.
They only have the one color rush.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. The color rush jersey with the yellow numbers is great. I just think that on their main home jersey, which you see, 8 times a year, the only yellow that they have is a little stripe on the shoulder. Like, I don't know why there's not another yellow, outline around the numbers or something somewhere. Also, nobody probably noticed this, but their face mask is black.
I don't think I've ever noticed that.
I swear.
Put some purple on it, guys. Like, keep it consistent. I kind of dig a white face mask. I don't know how Vikings fans feel about this one, but I would kind of like an all-purple helmet, purple face mask, or maybe a yellow face mask. I don't know. This could be a debatable subject, but I have no clue. But, yeah, they do have the black face mask. I think it's good. I don't really think it needs a change.
No.
Bring like an alternate where you can have like any other color face mask but gray.
I think, I know we keep saying this a lot, but I think a white helmet for the Vikings would be great too. I mean, imagine all white Vikings uniform with that logo on the side. Just change the colors a little bit. Maybe the horn is purple this time. I don't know.
I don't know.
It's a white helmet. I don't know. I feel like that would look really clean, especially they do whiteouts sometimes in Minnesota too.
They do, and they have the turf different too.
Yeah, they did do the white. They did white end zones this year for one of their games with the white logo in the middle. But they had that purple helmet, which kind of ruined it a little bit. So maybe if they want to keep with that theme, they do one whiteout game a year, white helmet. I mean, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, going on to the next team, we have the Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions.
Very interesting team. But let me just mention this first before we mention anything about their current uniforms. They're getting new uniforms for the 2024 season, also including a new alternate helmet for this upcoming season. So, Gavin, what would you want to see? Because you watch them 2 times a year.
I do.
Against the Packers.
Yep.
What kind of uniforms do you want to see from the Lions?
That's tough because I really like their uniforms.
I think they're decent.
I like their all grays. I think those ones are really cool. The all grau fits, as people say. But I think they got to add maybe a white or a blue helmet. I don't know.
We could see that this year.
We could see that this year. I mean, I think there's either a lot that needs to be done or there's nothing that needs to be done. So that's all I'm going to say about that one.
Personally, for the Lions, let me mention this first. And a lot of people don't know this, but the Lions I'm claiming them as my NFC team. And I'm going to claim that right now before they blow up. So I think the Lions jerseys are really good right now, but good is like as far as I'll go.
Yeah, they're not great.
The thing that's holding me back is they use 2 different colors of gray on their main jersey. So they have silver numbers, but it's outlined in like a darker gray. I think you should just change that to black.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, go back to kind of what, the Matthew Stafford, Calvin Johnson era back in Detroit. I mean, why not?
Why not? That's
Why
a great
not?
question.
Or just get rid of that darker gray altogether and just go with blue, silver, and white. Or you go blue, silver, black.
I think either of those would look really cool.
It would look really good.
Last team in the NFC North, we have the Chicago Bears, and I'm just going to say no because I can't stand talking about this team.
I honestly think that the Bears jerseys are just under, like a level under perfect. I don't know what that level would be, but I think that the blue and the orange together just go so well. I think they're just a better version of like the Broncos uniforms a little bit.
True. I can really see
I love
that.
the stripes, and I love how they have
Geesh.
Yeah, I love how they have the GSH on their uniforms for their old owner.
I think
correct?
so, yeah.
Or it was George Hallis, right?
I don't know who
Old coach?
who it is.
Regardless, I love the GSH on the side of their shoulders right there, and I think that just the uniform altogether, it's a classic look.
Very classic.
just like the Packers. I mean, they've changed a little bit more than the Packers have, especially with that new orange helmet.
I thought that was pretty cool. That was really neat.
I love how they were like kind of taking a risk a little bit.
Yeah.
It's weird to see a traditional team take a risk like that, but I think it actually worked out really well for them.
I did too. I really like that orange helmet actually. So moving directions from north to south, we're gonna go over the Bucks. Perfect jerseys, great rebrand from those horrible
Perfect
clock lettering.
Yeah, that was so weird.
Great jerseys, Bucks. Don't change anything.
No, and those were the uniforms that they have right now are just a better version of what they had in the 2000s when they won their first Super Bowl in 2002. And, having Brady be in those uniforms or starting off his career with the Bucks in those uniforms was great. I think seeing them without him in the uniforms is going to be a little bit weird.
Might be a little different, yeah.
A little bit different, but next year they'll be bringing back the creamsicle jersey.
I love those jerseys.
Which is regarded as one of the greatest NFL uniforms of all time.
Or in some people's opinions, the worst.
Or the worst. Yeah, it's either or. I personally like them a lot.
I loved them.
No other team, just like I said with the Broncos, no other team uses orange as a main color. So using orange and red together, we don't see that in sports, like ever.
Ever, yeah.
Ever. So I think it's gonna look really good on the field next season.
Absolutely. And that old Tampa Bay logo with the pirate with the sword through his mouth
love it.
Looks great. And then we have the Atlanta Falcons. I did not like the rebrand at all.
Me neither.
I liked their 2000s jerseys. I thought those were really clean, slick. You think of prime Julio Jones,
Matt Ryan,
prime Matt Ryan, Matty Ice. I mean, I don't know. I just hate the new. I don't even like the silver face mask. I hate how they have gradient on their red jersey.
Yeah, I like parts of their uniform, but like the whole thing together doesn't really work. I think their white uniforms are good,
They're pretty clean.
but it's kind of hard to mess up a white uniform, especially with black and red as your colors. So I just don't like how the shadow on the numbers is kind of just one-dimensional. It's kind of just from the one direction. It's not like going around the side or anything. It's kind of just like at the bottom, maybe on the right a little bit. But the thing that gets me the most is that they have an alternate jersey that's literally perfect.
It is very,
It's
very
the black
perfect.
jersey with the red outline. I think that should be their home. I don't mind their 2010s, like Julio Jones era jerseys, but I think that if they had those combined with that, and so the red would be the main color, but with just a regular block white number, black outline,
Look really clean.
look really clean. So Falcons just need to, I guess, change a little bit, even though they just did.
Moving on to Louisiana, we have the New Orleans Saints. And for this one, I'm just going to say I like the gold numbers.
Me too.
They're
Love them.
so sweet.
Why not?
They're sick.
I mean, just like those alternates that they have a dark one and a light one. They have a black and a white. Why aren't they using them as their main jerseys? I mean, their gold that they have now is so muted
It
and
is.
just not fun. Like when you think of New Orleans, you think of like fun. You think of Mardi Gras. You think of all everything that goes down in New Orleans when Mardi Gras is going on. It's a fun time. It's a fun city that people have gone to. Everybody that I've heard that's gone to New Orleans had a great time. So why not kind of change that a little bit, make that gold a little bit better? I actually like their alternate helmet that they introduced last year. I think it's okay.
I wasn't the biggest fan just because I really love gold. And when it's on a helmet, that's not a lot of teams have gold. On their
I just think it
helmets.
looked good with their all black.
It did
But
look
I
clean.
think that if you get rid of first of all, their uniforms are so plain too.
They are.
Their pants are literally just black with no striping or anything.
I want
on
gold
them.
pants.
Gold pants would be great with their black uniform or even their white uniform. I mean, they've had that white and gold as their color rush ever since Color Rush was a thing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, why not feed into the gold a little
Come on,
bit
New
more?
Orleans, let's go.
Or if they really wanted to, I think they could definitely do an alternate that's with the Mardi Gras colors like we've seen the Pelicans do. With that purple, the green, and the yellow. Maybe have a black jersey like that or a white jersey like that. I mean, they could definitely do something like that. Not saying as their main jersey, but maybe as an alternate in addition to that black with the gold and the white with the gold.
Absolutely. Last team in the NFC South, we have the Carolina Panthers. They've had the same jerseys ever since they came in the league. Change it.
Once again, what are we doing? I mean, such good colors, and you're just wasting them. People also might not notice this, but they did change their blue. It's the smallest change of all time. I mean, I don't know how people are ever going to notice it. If you didn't see the one post about it, that wasn't even from the Panthers, you would never know. So I'm hoping that blue, that small tweak of blue, will maybe push them in a direction to rebrand a little bit.
And I like the black helmets, too.
I love the black helmets, but I just think that they just need to change a little bit. I mean, they've had the same, just like Gavin said, they've had the same uniforms since they came to the league. They just need something else.
Absolutely, I completely agree. Going on to the NFC West.
The last division.
We have, starting off with the Niners, not a big fan of these jerseys, the gray face mask.
Gray face mask.
Just outline the numbers or just use their throwbacks.
Mm-hmm.
Fixed, right there.
Right, yeah. Just use their two alternate, the red and the white that they've been using on primetime games. And even, if I'm not mistaken, they used them in the playoffs, I think, one time.
I think they did.
And it was great. Just absolutely great. I hate their gray face mask on their gold helmet. I mean, why?
Ruins it. It ruins it.
Make it gold or make it red, like they had when, Jeff Garcia was their quarterback back in the 2000s over there.
Yep.
But just, they are very bland. I mean, I know that, their jerseys are red, their pants are gold. But if you just look at the jersey, it's just white and red.
It is.
There's no gold at all. There's no black. I mean, it's just very, very plain.
It is. And I think it's a shame.
It is honestly a shame because they deserve better jerseys there.
They do.
But they have them, but they just don't use them.
Very true. Very true. Moving on to our next team in the NFC West, we have the Los Angeles Rams. And for this, I will just say, their Super Bowl winning jerseys?
Yes.
That's their away. Flip it. That's their home.
Perfect. I agree.
Deal.
I think that with the move to SoFi Stadium a few years ago when they rebranded was a much needed rebrand because at the time they were using like two different uniforms as their home.
Yeah, it was weird.
It didn't work out, but it's funny that they were really good when they were in those uniforms.
Yeah.
I mean, they made the Super Bowl when they were wearing those two separate uniforms, but nonetheless, their newer uniforms, I personally think they're just okay. I love their white ones, the ones that they wore in the Super Bowl when they won it.
Yeah.
I don't like I think they call them bone. It's like the tan gray color that they use. I don't like those really at all. I don't know why they introduced those as their main aways when they first moved. I think their blue ones are okay. I don't love the gradient on the numbers.
Hate it. I think it's so stupid.
But I do think that their helmets are great. And I don't mind the logo
clean.
either. I don't think it's as bad as people say it is. I think that honestly, I mean, their old logo with just the ram head is probably better. But I think that could be a really good alternate logo that they could have.
Yeah, I completely agree. Moving on to our second to last team, we have the Seattle Seahawks. I think there just needs to be like a little bit of a change here. Nothing too much, nothing too little. Tweak it a little bit.
What do you want to see them change?
I think the colors.
You think the colors altogether?
I think those are really 2000s green.
Like what? Like do you want to? You want them to keep the blue and green?
Yes.
Just change the.
Change the uniforms because I don't really like the gray stripes going across the shoulders. I don't know. Now I don't think a lot should be done here.
No, I totally agree. And something to note is that their 90s throwbacks are coming back this year. So that would be the one with the silver helmet, those royal blue jerseys. Those
ones are clean.
Great.
Yeah.
I mean, those are clean. I don't mind the navy for the Seahawks, especially with the green that they use. I think it really pops, and I think Gavin said it best, though. It's very it's kind of outdated now.
I think it is, too.
I mean, it's something just like the Broncos uniform, something that we grew up with, Legion of Boom era type of jerseys. That's what I think of. I don't think of
Geno Smith.
I don't think of Geno Smith in those jerseys. I think of Russell Wilson. So
once Marshawn Lynch.
Or Cam Chancellor, or Richard Sherman, or Bobby Wagner, all those guys. those are the people that we should be remembering in this uniform, not DK Metcalf.
Completely agree.
In my opinion. I mean, I feel like DK should have his own era
He should.
of Seahawks jerseys. And now with the guys that they brought in, Witherspoon, Jackson Smith and Jigba, I mean, those are guys that deserve to have their own era of
They do.
Seahawks uniforms. And I think that the 2024 season could potentially be a time where they could
Yeah, absolutely.
change a little bit.
Absolutely. Going on to our last and certainly least team. The Arizona Cardinals, what are you doing?
Boy, do I have a bone to pick with whoever made those Arizona Cardinals jerseys. Or should I say the Ohio State Cardinals?
Yeah.
Because those jerseys are just a knockoff version of Ohio State.
They are
and I hate Ohio State.
Yeah, I do too.
So from what they had, it's better. But it's not hard to be better than those terrible jerseys that they had before. Those jerseys were so out of date. I mean,
Yep.
they had them since Kurt Warner was the quarterback.
Yeah, Kurt
They've made a
Warner.
whole movie about Kurt Warner ever since they've had those jerseys. So I think that we need to just, go back to the drawing board. And we've seen it before. That we've seen teams that have changed their uniforms, and then we're probably gonna be stuck with these uniforms for a few years. But
Yeah.
hopefully they'll grow on us on the field once we see them.
Maybe.
But I doubt it.
I
They're
doubt it
just
too.
so bland.
horrible. They're horrible.
It's so disappointing.
They could have done so many cool things, like maybe add a white or a red helmet without a gray face mask for once, but all they did was they changed gray to silver, and it looks even dumber.
Yeah, I mean, and also, why aren't we using yellow?
Come on, it's on the beak.
It's Arizona. I mean, they
Yes.
could. I mean, look what the Suns have done. Look, with their full out Sunset Valley
Yeah.
jerseys. I mean,
Make
the
something cool
Diamondbacks
out of
have
this.
leaned into the desert theme. The Coyotes just released an alternate jersey this past year with the desert theme. The Cardinals have done nothing to give their fans something to feel like they are in Arizona.
Yeah, come on. Let's go Arizona.
I mean, they feel like they're in Columbus, Ohio, playing at the Shoe. I mean,
Yeah.
what are we doing? They don't even
are we
have
doing?
like any players that you want to buy their jerseys of, which is great because nobody should be buying these jerseys.
Yeah, nobody should be buying these jerseys. These are atrocious and horrible.
Simple as that. And I think, what a way to end it.
What a way to end it on a boom.
They should
They should
they
blow up those
they
jerseys.
should blow up those jerseys and send them to Mars.
Yeah.
I mean, that's where they belong.
But anyways, guys, thank you so much for tuning in for this little fun episode we created for the season finale. We'll be back next semester for season 2.
Season 2 on the way. Just like the past episodes, please let us know anything that we can do. Leave some feedback for us. What do you want to see in season 2?
Yeah.
What episodes do you want to see? What sports do you want to see us, cover maybe a little bit more? Like, do you want to see more MLB content? Do you want to see maybe some more NBA content?
Maybe
Do you
some college football, college basketball.
Yeah, we'll definitely get into college basketball and college football when they come around too. I'm really excited for those. Everything that we got cooking with that. So it's gonna be a, back to the drawing board type of summer here for me and Gavin,
Yep.
and we're gonna try to make season 2 better than season 1,
Absolutely, guys.
and we're gonna try to be improving every single episode.
Absolutely. So thank you for so much support for this whole season 1. We appreciate everybody, appreciate the support. We appreciate any feedback, criticisms, or anything. And if you can give us some more feedback before we start our season 2, the Instagram is at Out of Bounds Podcast, where there's a dot between every single word.
Yes, there is.
So once again, thanks for sticking around for season 1. We'll see you again on season 2. Thanks, guys.
Have a great day.